In this tutorial, we will be covering Excel's 3 newer functions that can be used to extract either a portion of a cell's data or split it into multiple cells. First, we will cover text before and text after, and then look at combining the two together to extract data from the middle of a string. Lastly, we will cover text split. The text before function returns the text that precedes a specified delimiter in a text string. It's excellent for extracting the first part of consistently formatted strings. In this first example, we just want to get the first name from the text in cell A1. There is a space between the first and last name, so we can use that as our delimiter. The delimiter is always placed in quotation marks, even when it is a space. The text before function returns the text before the delimiter. We just want to get what comes before the @ sign from this email address. The text we are getting the data from is in cell A3, and the delimiter is the @ sign. The file path in cell A5 has 2 backslashes. We only want to extract what comes before the first backslash. The delimiter is the backslash. The instance number is 1, meaning that we want what comes before the first instance of the backslash. In this example, we want all the text that comes before the second backslash, so we enter a 2 for the instance number. We want to extract all the text up to the last hello. A 2 has been entered for the instance number because we want the text that comes before the second hello. We don't care about the case sensitivity for the hello delimiter, so we enter a 1 for the match mode parameter. In this example, we are looking at the first hello in cell A8. False has been entered for match mode, which means the delimiter is case sensitive. If you want the delimiter to be case sensitive, you can enter either a 0 or the word false. Since the first hello doesn't match the case of the delimiter, we aren't extracting any text. Therefore, we get the not applicable error. This example has a 1 for the match mode, which means it is not case sensitive. Since nothing comes before the first hello, the result is an empty cell. Whatever is entered in the if not found parameter will be displayed in the cell if no match can be found for the delimiter. A 0 in the match mode means that the delimiter is case sensitive. Because the delimiter we are using is all lowercase letters, and none of the hellos in cell A11 are all lowercase letters, no match is made. Therefore, the word none is displayed in the cell. This example has a -1 for the instance number. When there is a negative value, the search for the delimiter starts from the right and goes left. Therefore, we get all of the text up to the last backslash. This example works the same as the previous one. The TEXTAFTER function returns the text that follows a specified delimiter in a text string. It is perfect for extracting the latter part of strings. The TEXTAFTER and the TEXTBEFORE functions have the same parameters. This time, we want to get the last name. We will again use a space for the delimiter. We use the @ sign as the delimiter to retrieve what comes after it. We only want to extract the type of file. The period delimiter has two instances. Instead of reading the instances left to right, we will read them right to left by making the instance number a negative number. A -1 will extract what comes after the last period. In rows 8 to 13, we have a download of data where the rows have a different number of periods. We want to extract the color which comes after the last period in each row. Because the rows have a different number of periods, the only way we can get the color from each one of them is to use a -1 for the instance number to read the last text value. If we want to extract data from the middle of a string, we can combine the TEXTBEFORE and TEXTAFTER functions. In this example, we want the text between the colon and the semicolon. There is a space after the colon and after the semicolon, so we must include those in our delimiters. We want to extract what is after the colon and space, so we will enter that for the TEXTAFTER delimiter, which we nest in the TEXTBEFORE function. We will then use the semicolon as the delimiter for the TEXTBEFORE function. Here we have a first, middle, and last name. The names are separated by a space. The middle name falls between the two spaces, so we can use the space for both the TEXTBEFORE and TEXTAFTER delimiters to extract it. The purpose of the TEXTSPLIT function is to take what is in one cell and split it into multiple cells. I want to split the full name in cell A2 into 3 separate cells. Each part of the full name is separated by a space. I will enter the function name and then enter A2 for the text parameter and a space for the column delimiter. The formula appears in cell B2. When I move the cursor over cells C2 and D2, you can see the formula, but it is grayed. If I select these two cells and try to clear their contents, Excel will not do it. I have to clear the contents of cell B2, which contains the formula. When I do so, all 3 cells are cleared. The downloaded data in cell A4 contains 7 fields separated by periods. I will separate each field into its own cell by merely entering the cell address for the text parameter, and then entering a period for the column delimiter. The formula only exists in cell B4. When I move the cursor over the other cells, you can see that the formula shows, but it is grayed. I want to perform a similar extraction for the data in cells A5 and A6. I will copy the formula down from cell A4 because this is the only cell where the formula truly resides. The TEXTSPLIT function can separate data into other columns, but it can also separate the data into other rows. Notice that the function has both a column and a row delimiter parameter. I want to separate the data in cell A8 so that bananas and cherries appear on a separate row. I will use the comma as the delimiter to separate the data by columns, and the backslash followed by a dash as the row delimiter. For this example, I will separate the data in cell A11 into 3 rows. The columns are separated by semicolons, and the rows are separated by colons. For the last example, I will split the data in cell A15 into 3 rows. The column delimiter will be 2 underscores. The row delimiter will be a / followed by the letter N. Notice that there are 3 fields before the first row delimiter and only 1 field before the second row delimiter. I don't want Excel to try to adjust the location of the data, so I will enter true for the ignore empty cells parameter. Case sensitivity doesn't matter for this example, so I will enter a 1 to make it insensitive. I don't want to have blank cells, so when there isn't a value for that cell in the row, I want to place a hyphen in it. I will enter a hyphen for the pad width parameter.